future father-in-law making my wedding about himself. Don't really know what I want to say other than I just want some advice. My fiancé and I got engaged in October, and at first everything was great and exciting and no one in our families were making things difficult. In the beginning, we made it very clear that we are having a small wedding, 30 people, and that we are making the guest list small. Fast forward to about 4 weeks ago when we sent our save the dates to our guests. My fiancé's dad suddenly got very upset that no one on his side of the family, sister, brother, etc. is invited, and went off on my fiancé, basically disowning him through text and saying horrible things to him because we are sticking to our guest list. I will also add that no one on my dad's side is invited either. We are only having our closest family members invited. The things he said to my fiancé, I can't believe a parent would say such things to their son, and I still can't quite get over that, but we tried multiple times to talk to his dad and try to get him to understand that we didn't do this to disrespect him or cause anyone to be upset. In the end, it's our wedding and it's our decision, but he is a manipulator who cannot look outside his own head, and now he hasn't spoken to my fiancé in 4 weeks. They used to talk every day. We saw him over Easter and he didn't say a word to us. What do? I don't want my fiancé's relationship with his dad ruined, but he is also adamant that his dad doesn't bully him into changing his mind like he has done for his whole life growing up. I feel like this is all my fault. If he wasn't marrying me, he wouldn't have an estranged relationship with a parent. Like I said, just looking for advice on how to handle this situation. Edit. Thank you to all who posted your insights. Honestly, really needed it. I was started to doubt myself with this situation and was on the verge of trying to mediate some kind of solution to this, but it's very clear that that kind of action will do nothing. It's also good to know that we are overwhelmingly supported in this argument and that we have no fault in it, especially when fiancé's family tries to put the blame and responsibility to fix this on us. Really, thanks again to all these insights to deal with this problem. Definitely going to do some reading on how to deal with narcissistic people. Give the now free spot to someone from his side of the family. I like your to-the-point attitude. Take your fiancé's lead. He is not budging due to his dad, and neither should you. It is not your or your fiancé's fault. You did not do anything wrong. Your future FIL needs to grow up and accept that not everything is about himself. Your wedding is about you two and the people you consider important in your life. You, as a person, represent the future in your fiancé's life, while his father represents the past, especially if he wants to latch onto every bit of control he used to have over his son. Let us be very clear about this. This is about power. You threaten your FIL's power, and if it had not been the guest list, it would have been something else. Stand your ground diplomatically. What does his mother think about this? If your FIL is preaching in the desert, the situation will be easier to resolve. Good luck. You set firm boundaries with FIL. 1. Tell FIL verbal abuse will not be tolerated. 2. Tell FIL he will be disinvited from the wedding and that you will both go no contact with him until he apologizes and shows he has changed. 3. Block him and go no contact if FIL persists to be abusive. 4. Block anyone who harasses you because of him. 5. Get your fiancé counseling. This is likely not the first time his father has been abusive. His father is manipulative, entitled, and very selfish. A counselor will help your fiancé heal, set boundaries, and move forward. 6. Remember that FIL's reaction isn't normal or healthy. It shouldn't be enabled or rewarded by caving to his demands. Any damage to relationships was a direct result of FIL's abuse. Edit. Thank you very much for the kind awards. Hope OP sees this comment. I feel like this is all my fault. If he wasn't marrying me, he wouldn't have an estranged relationship with a parent. How can I put this delicately? Are you out of your mind? Unless you have some telepathic powers you have not mentioned yet, you cannot erase yourself from his mind. Since that is not an option, let us deal with the present reality. Your fiancé can give up the light of his life to attempt to connect with a bully who has disowned him and called him vile names. If this does not work, he has lost you and his parent. Your fiancé can marry and spend the rest of his life with the woman he loves enough that he will go against a man who has bullied him all his life. His father and his other relatives may come to respect his choices for the wedding, but even if they do not, he will have you. You really do have to stick to your plan. If you do not, Dad learns that pitching a fit is a great way to get his way, and he will insist on getting his way when you buy a home, a car, when you celebrate a holiday in any way he might not like, and then, if you should have kids, he can pitch fits whenever you make a parenting choice that he disapproves of. Now is the time for him to learn that his child is an adult. Later it will be a harder lesson for him and you will have more battles to endure if you wait. This is not your fault or your fiancé's fault. It is purely your FFIL's fault. I am incredibly impressed by your fiancé's strength of character, standing up to someone who bullied him his whole life. Now onto the practicalities. Password: protect everything. Venue: cake maker, caterer, flowers, tailors, dressmakers, etc. Make sure they all know that only you or fiancé can make changes in person after showing ID, or over the phone after answering security questions. I have heard horror stories of weddings being ruined because of spiteful people going behind the happy couple's backs. Make sure that those who are invited know to call you or fiancé directly to confirm if they receive a message that something has been changed or cancelled. The same reasoning as above. If you have not already, disinvite FFIL and either hire security to keep him out or get some burly friends to keep an eye out. I would not put it past him to try the red paint thrown at the bride trick. Finally, visit the Just Know MIL sub. They will be able to give you advice, and reading through may help you catch FFIL's tricks before they get started. Congratulations, and good luck. OP needs to see this post. This is great advice to make sure he does not try to mess up the wedding out of spite. I don't have any advice, but I wish you and your fiancé an amazing wedding and even better marriage. Thank you, means a lot. 1. He's standing up to his abusive father. 2. There is no relationship here, so don't worry about one being ruined. 3. Support your SO, his family, his circus. Also in 10 years' time you're going to ever so grateful you weren't that dumbass partner who tried to facilitate a relationship between your spouse and their family member. Like you know better than the spouse raised by them. Speaking from experience on this, do not bend in the least, not 1 inch. It is a power play. How I would deal with him is a text message that says sorry you cannot make it to your son's wedding. That is the whole message. No more. No discussion, no argument, no response past that. Do not let him drag you down with him. Keep a chair open just in case he shows. Or if you're an asshole like me, you fill the chair and hope he shows. Please let your fiancé stand up for himself. This is a good sign of the future husband-father he will be. The kind that would not let his dad push you guys around and dictate your life decisions. None of this is your fault. Your next message to his father should be I am sorry you would not be at the wedding. Let us know when you feel like discussing this civilly. If he has not spoken to your fiancé in 4 weeks, then how has he made the wedding all about him? Seriously, it seems like the problem has already solved itself. Here is the thing about manipulators like this: the very worst thing you can do is try to fix things with them. That is what they want. They want to see how far they can make you bend to their will. So just stop. Put it on him to change the dynamic or not. But do not worry about ruining the relationship. That is more manipulation. The dad has ruined the relationship, and your fiancé needs to recognize all this and step up and support the most important person in his life. Hint: it is not his dad. He has stopped talking to us, but he hasn't stopped making everyone around him miserable since he's not getting his way. Makes his wife's life miserable living with him and makes his other kids' life worse too, because he can't get over it and has to be moody all the time. But yes, in a way, it's solving itself with him not engaging in anything. This is called testing the waters. He is choosing to become upset. If you, meaning you and your new spouse, make it your business to manage his feelings, you will be letting him know that the way to get you do absolutely anything is to make a scene and give the silent treatment, not living where he wants you to. Adult tantrum: he doesn't like the name you give your child. Adult tantrum: you refuse to financially support him. Adult tantrum: do yourself, your future self, and any children you might have a huge favor and respond with firm love. We are sorry you feel that way. We would love to have you there, but if you can't join us we will understand. We are sorry you feel this way, but we are not willing to be spoken to like that, so we are leaving. We are sorry you feel that way, but if you can't control your feelings it might be best if you did not come. Please let us know if the situation changes. We'd love to see you. This is not your fault. Your FFIL is getting to you exactly the way he wants to so that you will give in. It is your wedding and your choice. If he is going to act like a child, let him. You do not have to deal with him. He has taken himself out of the equation. Seriously, follow your fiancé's lead on this. This not your fault. If you let him bully you now, he will just find new things to bully you later on. Just know family is full of horror stories of wives and husbands who did not follow their fiancé's lead or did not stand up for themselves. Oh sweetie, your fiancé's dad ruined his own relationship. Had your fiancé been marrying someone else, the same thing would likely have happened. You were trying to have a small wedding. You could set up a Zoom call that others could attend if you wanted so more people could see, but I would stick to your plan and keep it small. Weddings are expensive and even a single guest can add hundreds to a wedding's cost. Don't let him bully you. Please leave him shut out at this point on all information. FFIL is beyond obnoxious and can have his tantrum. Ignore him. If he notches his behavior up, let him know that he does not need to attend if it is too taxing for him emotionally for him. Truly, congratulations and enjoy your wedding. It is a perfect size to get to enjoy all your guests, plus each other. Just ignore him. If he does not want to talk to his son for 4 weeks straight, then ignore him and it is up to him if he wants, so come to the wedding. His relationship is already ruined just by dealing with it his whole life. You don't need to cater to his BS. Honestly, you'd uninvite him and let him have his temper tantrum. Even if you caved now, who's to say how many more times this will keep happening? You can say all you want to him, but he's not gonna hear it. Snippety snip. Time to cut ties with that narcissistic asshole. Invite someone else or have a dog take his seat. Either way it will be better than having FIL attend. If he does, he will make loud remarks at the reception and make it about himself. Don't let him come and enjoy your day. Yay, Fido deserves a seat more than that man-child. If his dad wants to disown your hubby and act like a tantrum-throwing child, just uninvite him. Now you have an extra seat for somebody that would not make your day miserable, or your relationship with them have strings attached and conditions. Don't budge on this, not an inch. The old saying, if you give an inch, they will take a mile, sounds like it fits here. You should set up a password with all of your vendors so no one can ask nor make any changes to your plans. Venue, caterer, photographer, florist, even officiant. He may try to call your officiant and cancel while scheduling a religious person. I wouldn't put anything past him. You might want to consider some form of security. He may tell uninvited people to come anyway. Yeah, no sis, this is not anyway your fault. FFIL is the one ruining the relationship with his son. Back up your fiancé's choices for your wedding to the fullest. He should make the choices about how to deal with his family. Neither one of you can do anything about his father being a childish, manipulative AH. What a terrible person. May you and your fiancé have a wonderful FIL-free wedding. You are not the AH, it's not your fault. It sounds like there is a lot of history with your FIL. Unfortunately, you must establish solid boundaries with unreasonable narcissistic people. Please support your husband-to-be, as this will be very tough on him, and take comfort that he is lucky to have you, a person who is kind enough to worry about him and his family relationships. He needs healthy relationships like the one with you. Wishing you both all the best. There is nothing for you to do. It is all between your fiancé and his dad, and if the relationship is ruined, it will be because future father-in-law ruined it, certainly not you or your future husband. Have the wedding you want and do not let that nasty old Omatorn ruin it for you. Your fiancé is handling it. Let him. His father is the one trying to usurp your wedding. Enjoy yourselves. If FIL has a bad time because you won't cater to him, that is on him. You are not responsible for his happiness. No, number, this is not on you or your fiancé. This is on your future FIL. He is a manipulative bully and is just throwing a tantrum because he is not getting his way. You did not ruin your fiancé's relationship with his father. His father did. Do not give him any more thought. This is not because he is marrying you. His dad is being unreasonable. He would be just the same no matter who his son is marrying. Your fiancé has made his choice regarding his father. Let that be it. Do not let this be what tears you apart. Listen to your fiancé. No one is ruining things except his father. Begin as you mean to go on. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing for more videos.